This is very important. Remember, cyber issues are global in nature. We need to understand that. In other words, somebody can be in the US, in Europe, somewhere in Asia, to launch cyber attacks on Ghana. Therefore, the response mechanisms are not just limited to what is being done locally. For example, in terms of legislation, you need Ghana to have a legislation that you can use to deal with cyber attacks. In other words, when attacks happen, do you have the law that criminalizes the particular acts, or do you have laws that mandates organizations, both public and private, to be able to protect their systems so that they can prevent attacks? That is not enough. It means you also have somebody in the other part of the world doing same. Without that, then you're likely to create a fertile ground for cyber attackers elsewhere, and they can comfortably launch attacks against countries like Ghana, which is making its own progress in this particular area. So the importance of the conference is, look, minimum, to understand the current global threat landscape. We need to know what is happening, what sort of experience are different countries were having. Two, what kind of responses do we need to implement in each member country to be able to that? But also even to assess the adequacy of those measures. One of the areas is sometimes interoperability of our legislations. What is criminalized in Ghana may not be criminalized in other jurisdiction. And even when you have a mutual legal assistance treaty with that country, it becomes difficult for you to get a suspect either arrested and extradited to Ghana, or even arrested and be prosecuted there. So I think it's important that international community regularly comes together to assess what we're doing in different countries and what we need to do together so that we'll be able to collectively deal with a threat that is global, transnational in nature. So it's so important. It's not just Ghanaian, irrespective of what Ghana does. If our neighbors, if other countries do not act in a similar manner. Remember, in 2020, Ghana, the 7th Parliament passed the cybersecurity law. That is good. That has given us the basis for us to deal with cyber threats and attacks that other countries are experiencing. And you expect other countries also at least to have a sound legislative framework in place. It does not end up there. I think having legislation is one, but implementation as well. And that requires collaboration, incident response, exchange of information. And I think that is why global conference of this nature is important. So I think the biggest threat, again, from the public angle is the safety of the Ghanaian public, the digital safety of the Ghanaian public. I mean internet users, because we face, according to report we received through the national set, impersonation is one of the topmost concerns that we have. Identity thefts, online fraud, recruitment fraud, sextortion. These are what I call the public safety threats. Digital, of course, the public digital safety threat that the public face. So this is from the standpoint of the public. How do we deal with that one? You need to deal with that with awareness creation. As I mentioned earlier, of course, you expect the law enforcement agencies to be able to investigate, prosecute, and have some successful prosecutions. However, I think if we are able to intensify awareness creation, we should be able to prevent about 75% of incidents that are reported to us. And then you allow the law enforcement to deal with the 25% and tax them to achieve some results in that particular area. So the biggest challenge is how do we as a country, which is growing, which is being exposed to the digital culture, how do we get Ghanaians to become cyber conscious with respect to the race? That is a challenge, a question that authority, by our mandate, we need to deal with. But from the other side, which the public do not see, is the health, the cyber health, the security and resilient health of our critical information infrastructure. The various databases, platform system that runs our economy, either in the banking sector, the telecommunications sector, energy sector, health sector, or even government digitalization initiatives. Those institutions, according to Section 35 of the Cybersecurity Act, are designated as critical information infrastructures. So that is also a challenge, but we're working with close to 200 institutions which are designated as critical information infrastructure owners to ensure that we put the necessary risk management, preventive measures to ensure that attackers are not successful in hacking or compromising those systems, because the consequences will be far-reaching. It will have socio-economic and certainly the national security impact on our economy. So these are, if you ask me, from the public perspective and also from the health of our economy, our digital economy perspective, these are some of the key challenges that we have as a nation, and that is where the authority is putting quite a lot of effort to ensure that we carry Ghanaians along to live a digitally safe lives.
How much have we lost when it comes to cyber crimes this year?
Okay, media and statistics. I think I will admit, as a country, we haven't yet been able to develop a system that captures every loss, and not even the wealthy countries. I want to be very candid, okay, as to what we're doing and what we are not there yet, and what the world hasn't gotten there yet. One of the biggest challenge now is I wish every particular recorded loss in Ghana, we can have visibility over that. No, but it does not mean we shouldn't act. Starting last year, the authority, based on the report that we received from the public, we are also taking stock of the losses. So if anybody from any parts of the world called 292 to report an incident, we ask if there has been any losses, being 500 Ghana cedis or 50,000 Ghana cedis. We take stock of that. That is a starting point, and we can give you that as at the middle of this year. I think our loss is running to about 50 million, right? 49 point something million. So roughly about 50 million losses were recorded. The year hasn't ended yet. We do believe we'll be able to give you some updates, but it shouldn't end up there. We should be able to align our collection with other agencies that also receive report, right? Remember, we have the CID. People may go to CID without reporting to the authority. People may go to economic and organized crime. Again, people only engage with private sector people to help them with response without reporting that also to any public sector agents. So these are the gaps. Again, the licensing of cybersecurity service provided is one way to improve the collection, the visibility, as I mentioned. So if you are a licensed cybersecurity service provider, one of the licensing requirements is you need to report cybersecurity incident when they happen to any of the clients you provide service to. And in that kind of reporting, you're mandated to provide what? Details about any losses. So I think if we stay on course as a country, if we show the same commitment and focus in the next 5 years, I do believe we can have visibility about 75–80% of the incident. But we've started. And I think that is the best place to go. But we need to improve that and integrate other sources into the system.
Thanks for watching. Please like,